Hello, everyone. I am Cindy Walter, and I am so excited today to be interviewing not only one of my business partners, but my next door neighbor and one of my dearest friends in the whole wide world, Val Gerber. So, Val, thank you so much for letting me interview you today.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure. So glad to be here.
So, I want to start prior to you joining network marketing and becoming part of my team and organization. Share with everyone what was life like then?
Okay. So, in order to give you a clear picture, I think I have to go back even just a little bit farther. So, 8.5 years ago is when I was introduced and partnered with the company. But really, my story starts about 10 years ago. And if you think back to what was happening then, like there was so much going on in the world. And, you know, there was talk of recession, the economy was like kind of taking a dive. And at that time, my family's world was kind of crashing around us. And, my husband is a full-time commission salesperson, so his income was affected. Um, my social work job at the time was funded on an education grant. And so that was threatened. There was threatening of that being taken away. And so my job was in jeopardy. And then at that very same time, we wanted to be entrepreneurs and we actually opened our own brick and mortar business. And we there was so much going on with that too. And if you know the statistics, like 1 out of 5 small businesses don't make it. And we were fastly approaching the part of the statistic that we didn't want to be. So my world was kind of crashing down around me, and I was in a dark place. And I mean, just to clarify, my dark place wasn't internal because my faith was strong. My support system and my family and friends was super strong. But everything around me on the outside was really causing me a lot of turmoil. And so because of that, I just started letting myself go, and I wasn't taking care of myself. And fast forward a little bit then to 8.5 years ago, I knew I needed to do something. I was approaching 50. I had no energy. At the end of my workday, I would come home and literally just want to be a couch potato. So I knew I wasn't the mom, the wife, the daughter, the friend, all of those things that I should be. And I knew I had to make a change. And so at that time, I was introduced to this superfood, and I'm so thankful for you for doing that to me because I upped my nutrition game. I decided to do something about it, and I had an amazing physical transformation. And I started to feel better. I had more energy. I released 65 pounds. All these things were happening, and I was a new person. And then the business part of that just happened by accident because people started asking me what I was doing, what was going on in my life, and I was able to share that. And that's when I understood what network marketing was really all about. It truly is a referral business. And things just have gotten so much better since then. Not only physically for me, I feel so much better, but just financially too.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to touch on that. But I want to go back to one thing. When I had decided to leave my last business, I did all my homework, researched all the health and wellness companies out there, decided to partner with Isogenics. I remember you took a day off of work to go with me to meet the person I was going to be getting started with, because even though you really wanted the product transformation, you were already intrigued with the business. So it's not like you just came here for product results. You really were thinking big picture. You wanted to be at the top of my organization. You wanted to be the first person that I got started, and you were. Share with everybody why were you thinking that?
Just because of what I just said was going on in my life, I knew that there had to be something else out there. And I think, when you say that, it reminds me that I truly was thinking about that. When I think of the big picture, I'm like, yeah, it was the physical transformation. But when you bring that up, it does remind me. And I think part of the reason that I forget about that is because I didn't have belief in myself that I could really do it. And so I think that's sometimes why I think it goes by the wayside. But I just knew that things could not financially go on the way they were, and I needed something.
Yeah. And I wish so badly we could share, you know, you're probably one of the people I've seen the most growth in since I've been in this industry for 27 years. It's been such a blessing for me to witness it, be part of it. And you see it every day. It might not be as noticeable to you, but oh my gosh, from where you were then to where you are now, unbelievable, almost unrecognizable. It's that much growth. So let's share then, as you started, you had your transformation, and then of course people did notice, and then the business piece did start to happen for you. And then you grew and grew this business, and you had to do some personal development along the way. And I've watched and witnessed that. Share with everybody, as your income started to grow with your network marketing business, how did that look, and what did that change in your family's life?
It changed everything. It changed everything. And I didn't just go through some growth, like I went through a lot of growth, but all of a sudden I was able to, and what's been nice for me is this truly has been able to bless my family as a side income or a side hustle, because at this point I still am working full time. And the beautiful thing about that is at this point I can still give 100% at that job, but I can still give 100% and just make this grow. And so what it looks like is it's totally changed things. Like instead of just living to paycheck from paycheck to paycheck, like I'm actually able to have a savings account. I'm actually able to give more. I'm actually able to do things for my family that I was not able to do in the past. And it certainly isn't all about money, but finances can cause such stress, and not just even from a standpoint of not being able to pay bills, but just inside knowing that there's so many things that you want to do for your family or for others and you can't do it. And it just can really stress you out. So it's changed everything.
So talk about a couple of the big things you've been able to do because of the income you're earning with this side business.
Okay, so one of the biggest things this year is because of the things that have happened in the past, we created a lot of debt. And in the past, paying down on that debt was pretty much just paying the interest, like a lot of people do. And this job or this business has allowed me to take it a step further and really start paying down on things like tremendously. And so I'm able to put the income from this business onto all that debt and just really pay it down. And in the process, create a savings account, which we haven't had in years. And so it's just been beautiful.
And then prior to that, you also had a couple of huge family events that I think you were able to pay for in cash. Share
Yeah.
about that, because that was
Forget
huge.
about that. Yes. How could I forget that? I have had two daughters that have gotten married, and we were able to use my Isogenics income to pay cash weddings, and they were nice weddings.
Nice.
So that is something that I would have never, ever been able to do if it wasn't for my business.
That's great. All right. So, we'll start to wrap this up. Share with everyone, I see it every day. So I know, mentally what this has done to alleviate stress from your life. And I was with you in those dark days when, boy, it was so very stressful. So how, like, mentally and emotionally has this income been able to change everything for you and your relationships and everything?
Mhm. Well, like I said, money certainly isn't everything, but it does alleviate a lot of that stress that I was feeling. So I do feel better, getting up every day. I'm able to prioritize things so much better. And I mean, it's just been a feeling of relief being able to do it.
Yeah. And, a lot of people, one of their big hesitations in getting involved in a business like this is time. So I use your example so often because not only do you have a full-time job that you have to commute quite a distance for, but you're also a very, very present mother, wife, and grandmother now to three beautiful babies. So, what would you say to the person that looks at this and says, it sounds great, I'd love the extra income, I'd love to pay down debt like she's doing, but I don't have the time? What would you say to that? Because honestly, you are the epitome of #no excuses.
I would say you have the time. Believe me, you have the time because of the way this business is for the way it's made up. Like you fit it where you can fit it, and honestly, It has not been an extra added stressor the time I put into this business. It's been just such a beautiful thing in my life. And so you have the time. It doesn't take a lot of time, whether you put, whether you can put 30 minutes a day in or 6 hours a day in. The most important thing is that you're consistent with it. And one thing that I've learned is, as I've created this belief in not only myself, but network marketing and others around me, is it's there's just no, like, I'm gonna say, you design it, and so there's just no excuse not to do it.
Yeah, and it can really, when we say it can really change your life, you're proof of that.
Absolutely,
It
absolutely.
changed everything for your family. And I'm so excited to see where you are next year, where you are in 5 years, and watch this continue to bless your family in so many very special, special ways.
Thank you, Cindy.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with me. And guys, I hope this really inspires you. And if time is something that you're concerned with, Val's fitted in the pockets of her time, but always, always has been consistent, even through, working full time and all the things and all the activities she has. She's just been consistent with her time, and it is truly paying off. Because the one thing we forgot to say is your income now compared to what you're making. I can't believe I almost forgot to ask that. Share with everyone, the proportion of that.
Yeah, I am actually, I have a degree in social work. My position right now is in business development, but I am earning with my isogenics business. My earnings are equal to what I am making in my full-time job. So it is amazing. And the thing that I forgot to mention too, that I think is so important, is on this journey, it's your business. And so, you really can't compare yourself to others or how fast they're moving or going. You just have to stay in your lane and be consistent and true, and you will be so blessed, like tenfold over and over.
Yeah, and now watching you become such an amazing leader with your team, and watching them grow and rise up and earn money, and it's just been such a fun time for me to watch. So I'm so proud of you and so grateful for you, and most of all, love you, my friend.
Thank you. I feel the same.
Bye, guys.